Whoop, zoop. Hey, today we're going to be learning 7 different ways in which you can end a Faro Shuffle. So grab your favorite deck of playing cards and let's get it started. Welcome to, I just said the title, I'm not going to say it again. You know, it took me 1 month to actually realize that I wasn't subscribed to my favorite gaming channel, and I was actually watching their videos daily. So if you're like me and you're not subscribed to us and you're watching our videos, here's a kind reminder to subscribe, and we can head on and start learning. So before we get into the different ways in which you can use a Faro Shuffle, let's make sure that you know how to execute a Faro Shuffle. And this is the way that I've been doing it. I probably learned it a long time ago, and since then I have been doing it in the same way. I probably do it in the same way that many other people here on YouTube and any other magician is doing it, but I will explain it to you in the way that I have understood that it functions. So the first thing that you need to do is separate the deck into 2 halves, and notice that I am holding the deck in my left hand. I call this the stationary hand. This is the hand that doesn't do almost anything, you know. So it just sits there, and my right hand does all of the action. I come, I separate with my thumb, and this action over here is actually happening by pressing with my index finger on the back of the deck, and the deck is being held very nicely with my left hand so I can press on it. Then because of this, my thumb can actually lift the cards because I am pressing. If my thumb wouldn't be pressing, I could still lift, but I just feel I have much more control over the the gradual and here riffle that I have over here if I press with my index finger on the back. And this way I don't need to put so much pressure with my thumb. So my middle finger is on the other side. I get about a half of the deck. I separate it completely and I move it towards the back. At this point I leave it as is. So usually I go into 2 steps. I separate, I come back, and then I take the decks and I hit them back to back, and then I execute the Faro Shuffle. So, separate, come back. If you want, you can regrip, or you can go from the same position. But from here, you still have to regrip. You can't hold the deck like this. And in the beginning, you're over here, and then you need to be over here in the middle. So I usually always regrip. And the way that I regrip is by holding the entire packet, now with my ring finger and middle finger on the right side, and then my thumb here. And my index finger is going to act as the guide. So I make sure that both packets are actually side to side perfectly. So they're not, this one isn't too much above or underneath the other one. So first, what I do is I knock them head to head so that they're completely straight. My pinky finger over here on my right hand is sitting at the back of the deck so that both of these are sitting straight. If my pinky finger wouldn't be there, I could actually bevel the cards without even knowing. So my pinky finger, 1, holds the deck in place and makes sure that the deck is completely straight. So at this point, what you want to do is not have the cards facing one against each other, but have the left hand just sitting there stationary, and then with your right hand, you're going to angle it right over here. Notice that I am starting to weave the cards up and down at an angle. And here's what happens. The cards start going in, but they can't go on in any further because the deck is still at an angle, if you notice. So what I need to do is keep pressing forward and at the same time do this weaving action while I come with the deck fully in the initial position. So I'm over here, and when you do it fast, it will usually happen much, much faster than this. Let's go again over here. The deck is misbehaving, how I like to call it. There we go. You know, it happens much faster once you get the grip over the Faro. I might have to switch sides of the packet. There we go. See? So, I like how when I go very fast, I don't even notice how I do it. So I separate, I move back, I instantly go into grip, I hit 2 times, and then I do the Faro. So notice that I am here. This is called an out Faro, when 1 card from your right packet will go over the other one. So you start weaving, and this just happens by pushing the packets one into the other. But if they're face to face like this, they're not going to go. They're just not going to go. So you go from the side with the right one, just a little bit, and then once you're in a little bit, you're going to start coming towards the center and doing this weaving motion, just so you can get the hang of it. Now, notice that when I am doing it artificially like this, the packets aren't really going nicely, but when I do it the way that I am accustomed to doing it, all of the cards go perfectly one into each other. The question is, why is that? Because in the way that I do it, I am holding the packet much more relaxed. So the cards are actually going very fast one into the other. Whereas in the beginning, where you need to understand how the Faro Shuffle works, you first need to understand just how much pressure you need to put on the cards. I'm not even applying a lot of pressure over here because you don't need to. But what I see people do in the beginning is that they're really trying to press those cards inside, and that just backfires. But in the beginning, you will need to understand just how much pressure you need to apply. And for that, yes, you need to apply much more pressure. So you start doing a little bit. My left hand is stationary and is really having a nice grip over the cards. And my right hand is actually allowing the cards to breathe. So even though I am holding onto it over here, I am not keeping the packet completely still. See, I can do it with it completely still, you know. So it's not a mandatory thing. See? But what I have noticed is that if you want to do it slow and you let it breathe, by breathing means that I relax the cards a little bit, then the cards are going to go into each other much, much easier. I feel like that was such a long explanation for the Faro Shuffle, but what you need to achieve is this weaving, this very, very short and slow weaving. Notice that I don't go up and down a lot, but I can start somewhere over here and then I go up. Even though you can't really see it, because I'm not physically going up a lot, I am actually pushing the cards and going upwards with the packet at the same time. I am starting over here, and then as I am going, I am straightening the packet. And the more that you practice this, the more that you don't have to start at such a wide angle, you can start much closer to the edge and then make it so that you arrange the two packets completely in the same direction much sooner. So I hope that was a thorough explanation. I feel like whenever I wanted to learn the Faro, they didn't really explain why everything was happening or how much pressure each finger needs to apply. So I wanted to make sure to make a thorough explanation of the entire thing. If I over-explained, you can definitely skip this entire thing. And if I did under-explain, let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, that was it, guys. And now let me show you 7 different ways in which you can end the Faro Shuffle. The first one is going to be the quickest one. We have it over here. We're going to do the Faro, and then we're going to just push the cards one into the other. Yes, that is it. This is the classic. It needs to be mentioned. In case an alien watches this and doesn't know how it happens, once the cards are in, you're going to grip them from the top and the bottom with your thumb and the rest of your fingers, and you're going to slowly let them go into each other. It's funny for people watching this because it feels so easy to do, but I have seen people botch this by applying pressure on both sides so much that they can't actually make the cards go in, which can be a magic move, but not what we want to accomplish. So make sure that you have a very soothing grip over the cards, you allow them to breathe, and all of this, the basic movement that you see me doing over here, is actually at the base, at the foundation of everything that we're going to be learning. So you separate the cards, you weave them in, and notice what I'm doing. I reposition, I come with my finger over here in case this is the last card so that it doesn't fall down. Then with my thumb and the rest of my fingers that are going in the middle, and I allow the cards to breathe. So I push a bit and then a bit more and then a bit more so that it can relax every time. The second way you can end the Faro Shuffle is by doing this. Once you're over here, you reposition in the center, and by holding the packet quite stiffly in the center, you're going to come with this C over here, and you're going to bend the entire packet. See? I come with my finger curled. You don't need to. You can go like this. I just feel like it doesn't look that pretty when you engulf the entire thing. If you have your finger over here, it just somehow looks much more skillful. But you don't need to use your finger. Maybe it's something that I've been doing for a while. Maybe it doesn't make any sense. So if you want, you can go with the entire hand, or you can do this weird thing that I'm doing. Grip the entire packet from both sides. Hold with your index finger of your left hand over here, and then squeeze the entire packet. Let go with your left hand, and the cards should actually shuffle one by one. If the cards are not shuffling, it means you are definitely holding them way too tight. You need to relax them by opening your C, and then it's going to happen at some point. And that is the second method. Just a quick break, guys, to let you know that we have a very wide selection of magic wallets. This, for example, is the Pimpernel wallet, which you can use for mentalism and card tricks. We have here the Mulika wallet, which is a wallet inside of another wallet, Revelation. It's very easy to do and requires no sleight of hand. Then we have the Card Trick Wallet Deluxe, and each one of these pockets holds up to 5 cards. We have a bunch of other wallets like a handcuff wallet and coin pouches. So if you really like this, you can check them out by going to bigblindmedia.com and seeing the wide range of magic wallets that we have. I've said magic wallet so many times, I feel like a magic wallet myself. For the third method, you're gonna laugh at me, but I don't see people using it. So it's actually the opposite of what we just learned. So instead of doing this, you're gonna grip the packet and you're gonna pull the cards towards you, just like that. See? So I grip it here. This time you really do need your index, because if not, this is gonna happen. So you need the index to bend that first card. You get all of those cards, and then you're gonna need to let go from your thumb and the rest of your left fingers while still holding on the packet with your index over here. See? And the cards are going to shuffle in the opposite direction. So you're over here, reposition, reposition, push with your index slightly, bend inwards, and then from over here, just let go with all of your fingers except for the index. Oh, there you go, you have a pop out as well, so that might be a sleight of hand move that I didn't think about. The fourth way to end a Faro Shuffle is one that you might have seen around the internet. After you get into this position, you are going to reposition all of these top cards towards the front at an angle, at a 90 degrees angle. And from this position, you are going to put your C that we just learned. See how everything is connected? In the same way, you're going to put it on the back this time, so you're not going to grip all of the cards. You're going to put it so that you can hold both of these packets. And notice that my left finger is holding that first card, because this left finger is actually the one that decides when the cards will start falling. Because if I let go, the cards are just going to fall by themselves. See? So I taught this to my girlfriend, and she had difficulty holding the packet in the hand. So the way that she was holding it here, when she would let go, all of the cards would come inside in a way like this. That's because she was closing her fingers. So she was moving her fingers on her right hand. So what you need to do is not do anything with your right hand at all. You come in this position, you're just going to hold the cards, and then your left finger is going to drop and let go. See? And all of those cards are going to fall. As long as in the back you're holding with your index finger and you're holding in position your hand, the cards are just going to fall by themselves. And the last piece of the puzzle will be your left hand just waiting for the cards to fall. So the way that I do this is by holding the cards with my thumb, and then notice that I am extending as far as possible so that those cards can actually fall in my hand. And this is a very pretty picture to paint for people when you're shuffling a deck of cards. So I hope you guys have fun with that. If you haven't seen it before, then this is a grandiose moment for you. So just wanted to take a moment, guys, to show you some of our wallets up close. This one is the Mulika wallet, and the Spectator's card is actually found not inside of this wallet, but just like the card says, inside of the other wallet. So we move this one, and inside of here will be the Spectator's card. And this requires no sleight of hand, and you can actually do it 10 seconds after you find out the secret. That's just how easy this is to perform, and it's insane. We have the handcuff wallet, which is one of our original creations. You take this one and you have a pocket inside where you can place your bills. We have a magnet over here that you can use to vanish coins, and we have a secret pocket in which you can place the coin so that you can produce it later from inside of the wallet. This is great for rock stars. So if you are a rock star yourself, definitely buy this one. And last but not least, we have the Pimpernel wallet over here, which has two faces that are completely identical, and you can use this for so many card tricks in which one card ends up inside of a wallet, because these pockets are actually communicating. So if you place a card over here, you can actually produce it from inside here. So for the Spectator, these two sides, they don't know if they exist. So obviously you can take advantage of that in many different ways. And we present you for each one of these wallets different ways in which you can actually use them. So if you like wallets and you'd like to do some wallet magic as part of your routine, go to bigblindmedia.com and you're sure to find there a wide variety of magic wallets. The fifth method to end a Faro Shuffle is one from the Danish cardist Oliver Sogard. So you're in this position where the cards are in the exterior, and you're going to grip the packet from the bottom like this. So your middle finger is on the right side, your index finger is over here curled, and then your thumb is not sitting on the cards. So you're not sitting on the cards over here. That's what's going to happen. You need the cards sitting outside so that your thumb can actually riffle these cards, all of them up to the last. See, this is kind of a complex motion if you've never done this. And I want you to just try and mimic the position of my right hand. See how the fingers are sitting over here so that I can bend the entire packet using my index and thumb. And this corner is going in the base of my thumb over there. So everything is being controlled by my right hand. And over here, we're just going to start riffling, and the cards are going to fall because of the angle that we have on the cards. So let me show you again. We have them over here. And then, because we're holding the cards like this, whenever we do the move, due to gravity, they're going to fall down. And one word of advice is to not hold the deck very, very tightly. So when you are letting go of the cards, if you keep holding very tightly on the deck, notice that the cards will not really fall. So what you need to do is let go of the cards, but at the same time, hold a very smooth grip on the bottom packet. So don't really tense it up. Hold it so that the cards are sitting there. Let's grab these cards as well for a second over here. So hold the packet in your hand, but do not really apply pressure. Just hold it and start riffling your thumb, and all of the cards will just riffle down in such a beautiful manner. And from that point on, you can go into your ending that we just previously learned and shuffle the cards. Or you can do something else. But I think this move that is called Friffle by Oliver Sogard is such a beautiful move to do. Riffle, Faro, put in position, and then start riffling one by one the ends of the cards. And then from this point on, you can come here and you can do a shuffle in any way that you want. The sixth way to end the Faro Shuffle is one that cardists have been doing ever since Deck Unique days. when you shuffle the deck once like this, and then you shuffle the deck again over here. So it's called the double shuffle. And this happens by shuffling the cards. When you're shuffling them initially, instead of placing your hands on the middle of the packets, you're going to place them off to the side. So on the top side off to the right, and on the bottom side off to the left. See how my thumb is here next to the corner and how these fingers are next to the corner. So in this position, once I riffle the cards, notice how each one of them will go in an opposite direction to the side. So instead of being a complete shuffle, we have a packet on the left and a packet on the right. So now if I just squeeze all of those cards, I can make another shuffle. So it's kind of like a Kinder Egg shuffle where you have one in the other. So we are over here, hold the deck from underneath, go on the corners, squeeze, hold your hand. Notice in the same way that we are doing when we're letting the cards fall, my index finger from my left hand is stopping those cards for a second so I can bend the cards. Then I let go. The cards are going to separate into two packets, and then I can shuffle them. Let's do it once more together. Over here. Boom. One thing that can happen is that those cards will go out completely. Like these cards can go out of the deck completely, and that usually happens. Wait, I'll tell you why it happens in a second. I'm going ahead of myself. So once you're over here, you're going to hold with your index finger from your right hand, and you're going to squeeze the sides, and then you're going to relax the sides so that they can start mixing the cards. Now, the reason that you have those cards going out of the deck is that in the beginning, the cards aren't really pushed into each other enough. So you need to push them a little bit more, you see, about 2 inches, so that when the cards are shuffled, they don't really come out of the deck. I actually made them come out completely at this time, for some reason. There we go. I think I know why. This is, I've mixed it. Actually, it's not just the fact that you need to put them in more. You don't put your fingers on the complete corners. Like, don't do it on the corners completely. Because the more that you do it on the corners, notice the cards just come out. But if you move your fingers slightly towards the inside of the deck, so more towards here, more towards there, then the cards are not going to come out completely. And there you go, guys. You have a double Faro Shuffle. For the last way to end a Faro Shuffle, I'm going to show you guys a gag that I've been doing since 2015. So you have a Faro, and then you're going to hold the cards in the hand that has a grip over the last card. So let's say, for example, that the last card of the packet will be right here on my left hand. So then I will re-grip so that I can actually hold the packet from over there. Because right now I don't want anything to happen. But if I re-grip with my right hand, one card will fall. And then if I re-grip with my left hand, another card will fall. And this move is just a gag where the cards keep falling. If you want, you can leave cards from the top of the deck as well while you're talking with a spectator, like that. That's not supposed to happen, where the cards go from the center, just from the top and the bottom. This is a great move if you don't have a perfect Faro Shuffle, so you have like blocks of cards inside, because when you drop, you're going to have more cards drop at the same time. So you can talk with the spectator and try and make it look as if you're not even paying attention to the cards just falling from both sides. So you can have a nice shuffle that you see over here, one card from the top, one card from the bottom, just like that. And I'm not going to say a lot, but you can use this for different effects, where you can have somebody say stop and they stop at their selection, or you can stop at a certain selection. Or another thing that I did was have a 4-card production. So I would go from here, and then I would have certain cards at a certain moment, and then I could just separate them. Or I would let cards drop, and at the last moment I would let the top card drop, which would be an ace or a force card. So you can definitely play with this, because it's such a silly thing to do that spectators are going to leave their guard down. So I just wanted to pass this one as well. It is an idea I've had a lot of fun with, and I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with it as well. So that was it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video on Faro Shuffles. This is such a magician topic, and I don't expect a lot of lay people to end up on this video, but I really wanted to make something for magicians, something that, you know, everybody is playing around with. A Faro Shuffle is something that we all want to do, and the people that know how to do it, they use it all of the time. If you're really interested in magic with Faro Shuffles, then Ed Marlowe has a great book on it. It's called The Faro, Ed Marlowe on the Faro. And there's a lot of magicians that have played around with this. And I wanted to share with you guys some of the stuff that has been, you know, people have been playing around with nowadays, but not magic-wise, you know, just how you finish a Faro Shuffle. But the gag at the end, that's one that you can actually use in a magic way, and I really, really like. So I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. My name is Biz. You can find me on bigblindmedia.com, where you can find a lot of exclusive magic downloads from me and other amazing, talented people, much more amazing than me. And I hope you guys have an amazing week. I'll see you next week on Friday when we're going to be showing another one of these videos. We're thinking about switching it up a bit, so check in and you'll see what we have prepared for you.